Hey, welcome back to Garden Rebel channel. And yeah, I ain't been in the garden. I've been doing some concrete forms for our next project. And it ain't fixing no four-wheelers. We're fixing to build us a shop here. It's going to be 42 foot long and 24 foot wide. I'm going to put 3 bays in it in a workshop, small workshop. But one of the bays in the small workshop area will be combined. So, yeah, a lot of shoveling for grade. Ooh, too much for an old man. But we are walking down to the garden, and as you can tell, it's a bright blue sky. No rain today. I'm going over here and I've got some cabbage, heads of cabbage. It just ain't looking too swift. So I'm gonna check some, kind of get an estimate on when they will be ready to cut. Mercy. Hot, 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 hot. There must be something in bloom around here because there are not a lot of honeybees on the creek bank. Normally they are everywhere down here. You can tell. This is one of the less active hives on the yard today. And they're working something out there in the woods. Potatoes are in bloom. Potato blooms are really a pretty flower. Green beans are growing crazy. We've got some squash we could pick. I'm gonna let it sit there for another day. So we're going to get down here and get what we can. I think that head right there is about ready to go. I'll come down here tomorrow and get it. That head, that head, and that could use a couple more days. So we've got 4 heads that we got to pull tomorrow. And this is normally what you see after you cut a head. Multiple heads coming off and on. And since we've not been able to spray any kind of insect repellent, we've got some on there, so we'll take care of that before we go up. So we've got 4 heads that we could pull tomorrow, maybe 5. And if y'all just knew how hot and muggy it was today. And this weekend we are going to get down here and do some weed eating, because I've got to get around this electric fence. Then I got to get in here and start hoeing this garden. Lord have mercy, it's looking bad. All the grass. But look at these tomato plants already. These tomato plants have already reached 5 foot tall. 4.5, 5 foot. Look how big those stalks are. Little bundles of tomatoes. There's the better bush. I'm gonna get around here so you can see how thick these stalks are. Right here. Look at that. Compared to my finger, that's how wide they are. Now, I didn't pull any suckers off of them. We didn't do anything other than a little bit of chicken litter and probably a handful. I'm talking a very small amount of triple 19 fertilizer. So I'm gonna tell you what, chicken litter is the best fertilizer you could possibly pick up. I don't care what you say, blood meal, Epsom salt, whatever. This is proof right here of what I can do with basic materials. And I'll tell you this right now. My garden's not the prettiest one you see. It's not. This is not a landscape garden. I have not brought in any dirt. I have not built up anything to make it look more attractive. This is what a normal garden looks like with a lot of weeds. Well, it's just like, you know, that little white speck on chicken crap. It's still crap, but it still grows just as good as the other part of it. So, I'm not complaining about the garden right now. We've got water issues, and I'll be the first to admit that, and we've got insect issues on the cabbage. Hey, but, you know, a gardener can only do what a gardener can do, and that's it. If it rains, you're not doing no good putting out anything on your plants, pesticides, organic or store-bought. It's not going to work. It's going to wash off. Look how much these cucumbers have grown in the last 2 days. Look at these beans. Chicken, oh, there it is. There's the dreaded one. I'll show you organic pesticide right here, okay? Pay attention. This is totally organic. There you go. Squeeze him and he falls. That's the only organic pesticide you're going to get that is truly organic. And it works. I just showed you proof. Beans are looking pretty good except for a couple of leaves that's been tapped with some Japanese beetles. This row, it didn't come up as thick as the other one, but like I said, I didn't put a lot of green beans in the ground because there's no sense in them going to waste, and I'm the only one that eats them. But they're looking good. I'll get to eat off them this year, a few meals, and that's all I want. I'm not a big green bean person myself. I like them raw in salads, and as you can tell by my vegan physique, I don't eat a lot of salads unless it's got a steak right beside it. All right, let's check out this right here, and then we're going to call it an evening, because I'm burning up. All right, okra's got to be thinned out again. Corn has come up. The squirrels did get into some of it, but not a lot of it, so we're good. Those were not Space Saver cucumbers. Dang it. That's fine. All right, let's do some picking. This is the perfect size for squash for me. There's our first piece of squash for the year. Second piece. You have to excuse me while I get down here and get this stuff. Third. Fourth. Let me get this right here where it's growing. That'll make me and Karen a fine little meal, sliced up and put in some cornmeal. All right, so we picked our squash and zucchini. That's the first mess of the year, and only one of many. Trust me. One thing I want to touch on: a lot of gardeners look at my garden, and then they look at some of the other garden channels. I do, and let me explain my situation. I do not do this for employment. I do not make a living off my YouTube channel. I do not make a living off my homesteading channel. I am a normal person who likes to garden, who has the ability to garden and the place to garden. Now, notice something I didn't say in there. Time. If you've got time to where this is how you make your living doing videos on your garden, you can keep it looking like this. You can keep it mulched. You can keep raised beds look like something off a Home and Gardens cover. This that I've got is a real garden. Real garden have weeds. I don't care if you're a working individual and you've got other things in your life that take your time. When you put out a garden, you start with, oh yeah, this is going to be the year I'm going to be down there. I'm going to make it look so beautiful. About 5 weeks into the process, you're like, woo, God, it's too hot to go down there today. That's natural. Don't get upset about that. It's normal. I can take you to gardens right now that look like they're manicured, look like somebody gets paid to keep them up. And that's because usually the people that have gardens like that are retired and they have nothing else to do, and they can get out in the morning time when it's cool and they can work in those gardens and they can keep them clean and they can keep them weeded and trimmed back and everything on trellises. But if you're like me and you work 10 to 11 hours a day and then you come home and you have to shovel gravel to get a concrete form up on grade, and you've got yard to mow, you've got bees to look after, you've got family issues that need taken care of, yeah, you don't have that time. So take it from me, if I had 500,000 subs like some of these garden channels do, and I was making my living from YouTube, this place would be macking. It would be the pimp of all gardens, I'm telling you. It would be landscaped, manicured, look like a golf green trails going to and from it. But I'm like you, and I don't have that luxury. I don't have the finances to truck in dirt, or I don't have the finances to go spend on material to build raised beds or extravagant trellises. I don't do that, and I'm not going to do that even if I had the finances, because to me that's not the point of gardening. The point of gardening is this, and don't forget it, please. It is to grow your own food. It's not a showcase. Now, it can turn into a showcase and it can become a beautiful thing if you have the time to do it. I simply do not have the time to do a landscape garden, and I'm not going to apologize for that. You know, there's more things going on in my life as there are in yours, and this is just something that I do to help us ease the cost of food during the summertime. So with that being said, I'm going to come down here tomorrow and probably cut some cabbages. So I'll do a quick video on that. We'll get the weights of them. I really don't think they're mature enough, but with all this water, I'm kind of afraid they're going to split. So we'll make that decision tomorrow. But hey, I just want to take this time to thank my subscribers that have subscribed. Really appreciate you guys. I enjoy the comments and the feedback that we're getting. If this is your first time viewing us, please feel free to leave a comment, subscribe, hit like. And as far as the comments are concerned, I usually try to get back with you guys within 24 hours. Sometimes it might take me a little bit longer. Sometimes I get right on them, and I'm sorry about that if it takes me longer for you. But, you know, I've got other things going on. And as soon as I sign back on my channel, I try to get back to all the comments that I've missed over the last couple of days. So, until next time, I hope to catch you back down here at the garden spot. Y'all have a great week, and hopefully a dry weekend coming up. Thanks for watching.